Hello, guys, and welcome to today's tropical update. And well, as y'all can see on on the screen, we have an Invest 90E. Huh? Invest 90E? You're probably thinking, why is the Eastern Pacific have an Invest in January? Well, that's because as you can see this feature here, it looks like it's trying to undergo subtropical cyclone genesis as we speak here. I mean, obviously, it's not that well organized. It does have a well defined center of circulation, though. So it has 12 to 24 hours to try to do something, with that well defined low level center. And as you can see, there is some convection that's trying to wrap around the northern side of the circulation. But as you can see, there was a feature up here to the northwest here, and you can see that that's slowly dying down, which might help the cause a little bit. But we're gonna have to see it. But you can see a dry air conveyor belt wrapping around here too. So like I said, it only has about 12 to 24 hours to complete subtropical cyclone genesis, or it's gonna probably become an extratropical cyclone. Um, some are saying that after it peaks as this extratropical cyclone, it might have a second chance after that. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But as you can see, it is trying to blow up some convection on the northern side of the circulation. All right, so here is Invest 90E. This is located at 21.8 north, 136.1 west, and maximum sustained winds are at 40 knots or 45 miles per hour. So it already has the winds for subtropical storm status. It just has to get a little bit better organized in order to get designated as such. But we're at a minimal central pressure is 1,006 millibars, so we're just gonna have to see what really happens with this as we go out through time. And as we can see, here's the GEFS tracks at minimal MSLP. And as you can see, the GEFS doesn't really do much with it. It's already peaking at 1,005 millibars right now, and then it's just a steady increase from there. There might be another small decrease, but it's not anything too out of this world. All right, so here's the GEPS, and once again, doesn't really do much with it. Like I said, the real time trends are friend right now to see if it completes what it needs to do in order to become a tropical cyclone or subtropical cyclone. All right, so here is the CEMI, which is pretty much correct because it's at 40 knots right now. And as you can see, the CEMI only has about 24 hours for this to really decide to want to make the transition or not. So after the 24-hour mark, it's pretty much complete for the system. All right, so here is the GFS, and right now, what are we looking at for wind shear here? We're looking at 34 knots of shear and 68% relative humidity. The shear is definitely a no go, but the relative humidity is kind of in the so and so category at this point in time. Here's 12 hours out, 1,005. We're going to look at these at 6 hour intervals, and as you can see, the shear drops to 18 knots, which is it's iffy. It's enough, but the relative humidity is only at half. Here is 18 hours out, 11 knots. So the shear is really dropping pretty nicely here, and the 55% relative humidity, which is not good at all. And here is 24 hours out. This is probably the final hours to make something happen. 15 knots of shear, which is decent enough. And the relative humidity has gone up a little bit more. So after that, it's pretty much gone out of the forecast range. I mean, I could take a look at the Central Pacific at that point, and as you can see, it doesn't really do much with it after that. It just gets absorbed with a frontal system, and then it's done after there. All right, so here is the CMC. I think that says 1,010 millibars, and as you can see, we got time 1,007, 1,008, 1,008, 2011, disappears into the Central Pacific. 2009, and then from there, it's just not doesn't do too much with it after that. All right, so here is the icon. We were initialized at 1,011 millibars, and as you can see, it goes down to 1,007, at least 1,007 here, and then it doesn't do really too much after that. I think the 1,006 millibars at this point it's not really even subtropical or tropical at this point, because as you can look at this, it's connected to a lot of moisture here, which is definitely indicative of fronts that are connected to it. All right, last but not least, we're going to take a look at the European, and as you can see, this was initialized at 12Z today. Initialized at 1,009 millibars, and as you can see, it goes down to 1,008, and then it disappears into the Central Pacific. 1,010. It just pretty much goes kaput after the 48, 72 hour mark. So this is a pretty unprecedented event here for the Eastern Pacific to have a gale force invest in the basin. Now, if it, like it said, if it organizes enough within the next 12 to 24 hours, the first name on the Eastern Pacific list is Agatha. So I would definitely be keeping an eye on this for you guys. And here a little bit later on today, I'm gonna have a video on Invest 93S, because that's gonna be a land threat in a few days. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching and have a nice day.